Hello, everyone. Welcome. Happy New Year's. Happy 2023. How is everyone tonight? We are streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. So, welcome all my YouTube people. Welcome all of my folks on LinkedIn. And of course, welcome Facebook. As always, pleasure to be here. Pleasure to bring you another segment of things that we're learning, we're using, we're applying mm, to help grow our businesses. Interesting enough, so many people struggle with proposal writing, right? And I think maybe there might be a little bit of help out there along the way. For the last few weeks, myself and my team, we've been playing with ChatGPT. Maybe you've heard of it before. It's kind of like the new buzz going around, but we've been playing with it. In fact, what I'm going to show you today is how we put together this particular presentation using ChatGPT. So this particular presentation that we did, this is something that my team put together. The entire presentation was done using ChatGPT. So check this out. I think it's pretty nice. This is for our new marketing program that we're doing. And so it's interesting. We've already signed up 3 marketing clients using this particular presentation. And so I want to show you that everything in here, all of the words uh, that were put into that particular slideshow came from ChatGPT. Everything, 100% of the words. So it's really cool. I think for those of you who are not aware of it, who've never heard it before, or you're not sure how to use it, I think this is a great application. So far, I've been sharing that with not only like the people like on my internal team, but also we've got a bunch of VAs that work for us, and so we've been sharing with the different VAs that we have as well on how to create content. So, as we know, or if you maybe you're not know, but if you right are not actually hold on, I'll show you something that we did recently. But there's a saying that goes, right? Either you are in the funnel or you are the funnel. So we decided that, right, we're wanting to ones to create funnels to put people in as opposed to being inside funnels. But again, I'm a user. I buy courses, I buy programs. Maria, when she first learned how to create the podcast for us, we bought a course. John Lee Dumas, shout out to John Lee Dumas, EO Fire. We spent time studying from Pat Flynn, Smart Passive Income. Um, I've learned from all kind of people, right? So you can't do it on your own. But what do you think about that presentation, right? Look at that. That thing is pretty fire, right? Like, yo, this whole thing was done on ChatGPT, and I'll show you exactly what we did, how we did it, and I'll walk you through some real life examples. But yeah, this whole thing was done pretty much, like I said, 100% through ChatGPT. So I thought, why not share it with folks out there? While we're getting started, because again, we're only 3 minutes in. Just tell us who's in the room. I don't see anybody on LinkedIn yet. Oh, I do. Okay. All right. Jennifer says, I love ChatGPT. By the way, we're at like 29,500 subscribers on YouTube. We're like 500 people away from hitting 30K. So if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to us today. All right. Anybody curious about my New Year's trip? Anybody did anything exciting for New Year's this year? I was in Mexico City for New Year's myself. I don't know if you saw that. And then on the 4th, my buddy and I went to Medellin. That's kind of like what you see in our background. That's a picture of Medellin, Colombia. There's some of the cafes I went out. If you're on LinkedIn, you probably saw my article that we shared about Medellin. And like I said, I was sharing a lot of content as well on Mexico City when I was there. So I had a great time for New Year's. Anybody else do anything exciting for New Year's? Yes, no, maybe so. This is a post that I literally posted today on LinkedIn. And on this post, it literally says, and you can read it, right? Make sure you can see it good. It says, I asked ChatGPT to name 15 organizations that offer resources and support for small and medium businesses, SMBs. Here is the list. And so it literally spit out this list for me. And again, I'll show you that. And then all I did was I took this same list, I went and researched the actual websites, and I put a number in front of them, and I created this particular list, right? Published it, and so far, right, that was this morning, it's at 15 comments, 3 reposts, 1,200 impressions. Look at the engagement, right? 43 CEOs, 39 presidents, 24 owners, 23 founders, 16 project managers read that post. So again, for many of us out here, we're real that are starting our businesses, growing our businesses. As you know, right? And again, I'll show you another example here. Um, this is an article that I created, but essentially, I'll go back. Hold on, make sure I'm sharing with everyone out there. Right? 6 common mistakes. I wrote this for myself, but I want to show you something that I did over the week that was here. Okay, so I wrote this particular article about my trips and my experiences. But if you look at here where it says I created 3 Twitter threads and 3 Twitter posts, right? So those all of my Twitter threads came from ChatGPT. Essentially, I reached 2,600 people, 26 likes, 7 shares, 6 comments. All of that came as a result of using ChatGPT. So I just want to say that I've been doing it. My entire team is doing it. We're all using it, and it's been just a game changer for us. And I want all of us to be able to take advantage and use the latest and greatest technologies that's out there. So let's see who's out here today. First of all, welcome, Ms. Kirby, brand new YouTube member. Thank you so much. Yeah. And by the way, for all of you who are considering joining our YouTube membership, right? It starts at like $5 a month. We're going to be putting all of our seasons of content for the last 4 years on the YouTube channel. So if you didn't get a chance to make it in our December slots for courses, that's fine. We're going to be putting all of the last 4 years of seasons of our members only content on YouTube. So you can get that for as low as $5 a month if you join our YouTube channel. All right, who's out here? Kenny Lewis, welcome. Global Holdings, nice to have you. Jennifer, we already plugged you. So it's funny, I was just talking about last week, thinking about Eric knows about it, laugh out loud. Carlos, not only do I know about it, I've been using it. I've already used it and given 2 presentations and 1 contracts using ChatGPT. So forget about just that I know it. Link to use, I've been developing ideas on how to use ChatGPT towards government contracting, laugh out loud. I love it. Hey, everyone, is it words only, but can you do images? So there are other AI platforms that do images. ChatGPT is not one of them, but there are some other platforms that do images as well. Welcome, Colin. Evelyn says it's gorgeous. Marisa had no clue about podcasts. Went through Podcast Paradise course. That's right. Sharon from Dallas, I see you. Sorry, Sharon, you had COVID. That's okay. We send hugs to you out there. By the way, this is one of my shirts I picked up in Medellin. They call it Playa Bahia. I don't know what that means, but they said that when you're an expat, these are the shirts that the expats wear. So I'm like a wannabe expat in Medellin. And yes, those are pictures on my screen from while I was my times in Medellin. Kendra Nix, welcome. My man Brian, welcome. How are you? VP of U.S. Sales, A&M Scientific Supply. I love it. You guys might want to follow Brian. All right. For all those LinkedIn people, I would follow this guy right here. Brian Sturkey. I'm sorry, Sturkey. All right, Sturkey. All right, Charles, over through another sunny white and Christmas boring over in Hawaii. You can always use AI to make a picture of your or video like yourself. Maybe for Mark, I was thinking that. L, supply talent acquisition for locust tenants, temporary medical staff positions. Maria stayed home and got some work done. Carlos had to rejoin YouTube for like 5 months. I was missing my stickers. Laugh out loud. Suffering in the white sand. Nice. I love ChatGPT. Start making some training manuals. Look at that. Right? Communication products. Tanisha. Nice. All right. Marketing, advertising. Laugh out loud. Find your channel Monday. Learn so much so far. Be joined as a member. Start a janitor business. Sounds good. Stop rubbing in those beautiful stickers in my face, Maria. I love it. Sheldon Boyd, sports acquisition management, real estate investment, property management, out of Connecticut. And of course, my man Nam says, I love ChatGPT. So really cool. Just like I said, this particular article that I showed up on screen, uh, not this one, but I used it to create 3 Twitter threads that you'll see on here. And then I used it to create that particular presentation that I showed you in the beginning. So really, I mean, this thing is pretty simple. The hardest thing about ChatGPT in my mind, or it's just really coming up what to ask it to do. Right before we jumped on, right, I put on there how to grow a YouTube channel. And if you've never seen it before, this is what it looks like. And I typed in how to grow a YouTube channel, and it put growing a channel takes time and effort. Here's some tips. All right. It spit this whole thing out for me. Now, let me show you the presentation for those who just joined us. By the way, 42 people watching. Make sure you all hit the like button. All right. So Carlos said, I use ChatGPT to make pages on my website. Yeah, Carlos, we're actually building out a new website right now for Alchemy Gov. If you are not familiar with it, Alchemy Gov is where we're taking all of our skills, our talents from some of our students, myself and our executive team, and we're now doing full business development services for companies that want to get into the federal arena. And so we're building out that new website right now, and the content is coming straight from ChatGPT. So I just want to, I want everyone that who's been frustrated, like, what do I write? What do I say? I want you to have these tools because people, one of the biggest challenges of doing work with the government, I've heard people complain about, is proposal writing. So hopefully this is going to take a lot of that out of there. Yes, you're still going to have to add your own twist. You're still going to have to add, right, things that are specific and unique to you. But in the past, where I've had to write, like, for example, dirt and dust control plans, let's see if it'll help me write a dirt and dust control plan. So I've never done it before. Write me a dirt and dust control plan. So there it goes. ChatGPT starts working. And this is typical when I have to submit a government project. I have to do dirt and dust control plan. So let me see if ChatGPT write me one. By the way, it just goes to work. If you're not following me on LinkedIn, follow me on LinkedIn. We're shooting for 20K. If you're not following me on YouTube, click to subscribe on YouTube. We're shooting for 30K on there as well. Here, no hands. I'm not. Someone said, "Are you typing?" I'm not typing anything. All right. And just like that, here's a sample dirt and dust control plan. Right? So 10 steps. And it wrote the whole thing for me. Pretty basic. Is that not sweet? Right? Like, I would love for someone to pull up. And so again, I know in some of my proposals for construction, I have to write these things. Let me give you another example. Let's put together like let's put together. So this is what I did for my package that I did. I said, let's put together a I don't know what kind of business someone said they're in. Someone says I use it to help me look up NSN descriptions. That's really good. Yes, it is totally doing the work for you. Let's see. Somebody said win contracts. Well, it does talk to me about winning contracts. So let's talk about, like, I'm trying to think of something that would be inside of a proposal that you have to submit on a government contract. So no, Anta. So it's funny. Somebody says everyone will have something doing duplicate results. That's actually not true, right? So there are AI platforms that actually you can send in your actual document and it'll rewrite it in different words. So that's not true that everyone will have the same results. However, when it comes to doing work with the government, we submit the same proposals anyways all the time. So we're not actually going out. You think I'm really rewriting my whole proposal to submit to NAVFAC South as I am to NAVFAC North? We submit the same exact proposal responses anyway. So it's not like I'm customizing my paragraph on dirt and dust control plan, because the dirt and dust control plan is exactly that. Like, you're supposed to do the same steps every time. You're not supposed to do different steps to do a dirt and dust control plan. Um, so someone says, use it to describe the benefits of road repair product marketing. Okay. So let's see. Charles Wright, describe the benefits of road repair. Okay. Oh, he put specific products. Oh, Charles says, sorry, I just did on ChatGPT. By the way, if anybody has in here a proposal or something they're working on that they need a question, let me know and I will type it in here and spit out the answer live. Look at that. Look at that, Charles. Ted says, what about mil-spec packaging? Do you want me to ask it? Tell me specifically what about mil-spec packaging? Tudas. Okay, Linda, tell me specifically what's the question? Case managers nursing for medical facility. What does that mean? You guys have to ask, you have to tell them it to do something or give me a question. I don't know what case. So one of the things that we'll learn is when we're using ChatGPT, the better the question that we ask, or the better we describe what we want to do, the more concise of an answer it will give us. If you ask a generic, if you make a generic statement, it's going to give a generic answer. 5-year replacement. Linda, can you just please write the entire question, or what is it that you wanted to write about specifically? Because right now I'm seeing case managers nursing for medical facility 5-year replacement. I don't know what that means. All right, look at that. And there it is. It spit it out. One of the things that you will know is when you first sign up, you're going to have to put in your actual cell phone number. I tried using a Google number and it caught me. It didn't let me use a Google number. So I had to, okay, here we go. So it says, ask it for best practice to disinfect an environment that's been affected with COVID. Okay. So I'm going to say list best practices to disinfect an environment that's been affected with COVID. To disinfect an environment that has been infected with COVID. There we go. Done. All right, let's see what it does. And I'm going to sit back and have me some tea. 56 people watching. Make sure you hit the like button, please. All right. I hope you guys are screenshotting this. Whoever needed this answer information, hope you're screenshotting it. There's your matter of fact, I'll send it to you if you want it. Whoever asks these questions, if you want me to send you the answers, I'll send it to you. Just like that. Look at that. 52 people watching. Make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe, follow. Make sure to share this. This is incredible. As we learn about things and we're using them, we want to share them with you as well. All right, how's that? Did it give you what you wanted? All right. Identify high-touch services, focus on cleaning, disinfecting, use appropriate cleaning products, SARS-2 COVID, follow manufacturer instructions, da, 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 da. All right, cool. All right, let's see. Someone says, what are the packaging requirements for Mill Standard 2073? What are the packaging standards for Mill 2073? Question. What are the packaging requirements for Mill Standard? What are the packaging requirements for Mill 2073? All right, here we go. The military standard provides guidelines for packaging, preservation of military supplies, according to standard packaging. There you go. 61 people watching. Hit the like button. Give me 2 thumbs up, please, ladies and gentlemen. Happy New Year to all of you. Welcome. Sharon, there is no charge. It's absolutely free. Cost me nothing. I just logged in. The only thing is I had to give it an email address and my cell phone number. So maybe I'm going to get some spam calls later, but at this point, you deal with it. All right, Tudas, here you are. It's worth mentioning that it's a very detailed and comprehensive standard that requires a lot of knowledge, experience, and packaging to be fully implemented. Also, it'd be best to consult with a packaging expert or professional to ensure your package meets all the requirements outlined. And there you are. Ta-da! All right, so Linda Rice wants me to write what staffing plan for 20 case managers at hospital to cover a 5-year term. All right. Right, staffing plan for 20 case managers. Hold on. Over a 5-year term. I'm going to give it just that. All right, here you are. Staffing plan for 20 case manager over a 5-year term. Consider the following requirements. Matthew, nice to hear from you. Yes. Tonight we are talking about tools that can be used to help towards submitting proposals for the government. So we're not specifically talking about government contracts directly. We're just talking about, obviously this is one of the latest and greatest tools that is out there using AI. Like I said, I've been using it myself successfully. And so we're just showing people different tools they can use because as someone who's been teaching government contracting for the last 5 years online, I recognize that, there's obviously a lot of people have challenges with writing proposals and finding out what to say. And so I just want to show people this because we've been utilizing it, that this is one way to help you reduce some of that anxiety and to make the process somewhat easier for folks out there who have those challenges. So very excited to have you. Exactly, Matthew. And yeah, we'll talk about that in future shows. But yes, this has not totally eliminated proposal writing, but I can tell you it's helped tremendously. All right. What do you think, Linda Rice, on that response? So let me go through and show you what I did. We went through, used some examples. In the beginning, I was sharing with folks out there. I'll stop sharing. In the very beginning, if you're just coming on now, this is a presentation that we created, and the entire presentation was written by ChatGPT. Now, what I did, because as you see at this stage, it's not giving you like 20-page responses. It's only giving like one or 2-page responses. So what I did was I took and I asked a series of questions, and then I was able to take that series of questions and put together this whole presentation. So as you see, this presentation is 19 slides long, really about 17 slides of content. And so each slide was a question that I asked, and then I was able to then take that particular question and then use it to write a slide for this presentation. So we're going to talk about it. Unfortunately, I can't show this particular slideshow and the Google Docs file that was created. So just take a look. There's several sections about GovCon Giants, company overview, the importance of social media and brand building, outline for social media strategies, how to grow online quickly, why do we like podcasting, the Gary Vee strategy, what are you trying to accomplish? Before we get started, factors consider for your ad budget, social media statistics, how much does someone spend on advertising, right? And then here are a few factors to influence a few influencers' fee, excuse me. So I'm going to show you that exact example of what I did here. And so you could see like step by step of what I did. And how I did it. So this is the Google Docs file that we use, and I sent it over to people. Yes, correct, Stephanie. So yes, we actually, yes, I asked it a question and it came back with the verbiage, correct. So I'll show you exactly what I did, Stephanie. So for example, here, this is the first thing, right? So I asked the ChatGPT to write me like an introductory to a social media marketing company, like write me an introductory paragraph, and that's what it did. And so it wrote this: "We appreciate your interest and we're confident ability of proven process to help you meet your goals in business. We're excited to have this new customer." And so it did that. Then I told it to write here, and it wrote this, right? So I said, write us an about us section and for our marketing company or branding. And so it did that. At our agency, we're committed to helping customers solve the most growth needs in government. I changed this word to government. And it says, whether you're looking to increase brand awareness, drive sales, reach new audiences with experience and resources to help you achieve your goals with a team of professionals, blah, 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 blah. Then I told it to write me a company overview section for marketing. It wrote this: we offer a wide range of marketing services, including social media content, right? So you can see, you get the picture, like how I kept asking it to write different sections for me. And then I just kept tacking those on. And so I just had to organize it for my team. So then here, right, slide number 2, I asked it, I said, tell me why social media, how is social media an important tool for building a brand? And then it came back and it wrote 4 things. And it says reach, engagement, targeting, user generate content. And then it wrote this part. And then I came back and I said, can you give me or outline for me a social strategy to media strategy to reach more customers? It came back and it gave me these 5 things here, right? And so then I turned that into slide number 3. So what you're looking at is the raw document that I sent over to Free. And so this, I literally sent this to Free Hall, and she turned it into that presentation that I just shared with you. But you're looking at my actual raw document file that I shared. Okay. So I said, give me an outline for social media strategies. Says number 1, identify your target audience. Number 2, choose the right platforms. Number 3, develop a content plan. Number 4, engage your audience. Number 5, track and measure results. All right. Then I asked it, okay, how can you grow online quickly? And then it gave me these 6 strategies. It says that I'm always grow online quickly, using social media, collaborate with influencers, run social media ads, use hashtags, engage your audience, optimize files, create shareable content. Then I said, why? What's the benefit of using a podcast? And then it says to me, the podcast market is important. It's growing rapidly. And it gave me this answer, right? Then I told it to outline the Gary Vee content strategy or how to develop how to repurpose a long form video. And it told me 5 ways to repurpose long form videos. And then that turned into slide number 6. And then here, what are you trying to accomplish? Branding and lead generation are 2 important things. So I talked about what's the difference between brand and lead generation. And then it gave me that information on brand lead generation. I turned to slide number 6. Then I said, give me an outline for a social media advertising campaign plan. It went ahead and did that, gave me 6 steps for that, 7 steps for the campaign plan. Then I said, tell me how to determine fees for ad budget. So it talked about how do you determine fees for ad budget. And then I said, okay, tell me some social media statistics that may be useful for justify spending money on social media advertising. So as you can see, I was leading it down the path because this is what I wanted to present to my customers. So I was thinking about all of my customers' information and the questions they would have, and I was answering it in the slide presentations. So what's up, man? How are you today? Lion says, do you think everybody's gonna end up using the same wording? I don't think so. Because again, when you're stacking your presentation together, um, right? Like I'm showing you my process that I went through. It took a lot of questions and a lot of assembly to get to my slide deck. So unless you literally ask the same exact questions I asked, and you put this thing in the same exact order that I put it in, I can't see how we would come up with the same thing. If you have a concern about wording, there's other AI platforms that will take this entire document, rewrite the whole thing using different words, and you'll get a brand new document. So I have that. There's one called Word. I think it's WordAI. So this particular document here, this WordAI, will if you're concerned about plagiarism, if you're concerned about, by the way, one thing that ChatGPT told me because I was trying to get it to write text for my YouTube channel was it says it can't read the internet. So I to answer your question on plagiarism, it told me that it cannot read the internet. It's only reading or spitting out what it was trained. So I can't answer that question because I don't know if there's enough people sending the same type of information, same type of documents yet to where it plagiarizes it or where it can plagiarize it because it says it doesn't read the internet. But again, if you have that concern, here's another AI platform that you can use if you want to put your whole document from ChatGPT and you're like, well, I don't want anybody to know it came from ChatGPT. You could go put it back into Word AI and it'll rewrite the whole thing completely different. And so, for example, here's an example. But here's the original text. Oh no, sorry guys. Here's an example on Word AI. So, for example, the original text says the police arrested a suspect yesterday. Yesterday, the suspect was arrested by the police. Original text, this is a test to see if Google Analytics is tracking correctly. This is a test to verify that Google Analytics is correctly tracking your website. So Word AI will rewrite your text if that's your concern. But at this point, I wouldn't really worry too much about that. So let me go through and just finish real quick the presentation. All right, so slide number 9, I asked it to send me to justify spending money on social media advertising. It gave me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 examples. And then it says by using statistics, you can reach impact social media advertising, compelling case. And then slide number 10, I asked it, how much do people spend on advertising? And it talked about FAQs per impression, and it gave me that particular examples. Then I said, okay, how much should it cost per impression? Like explain that to people, explain what cost per impression was. And then I used that for slide number 11. Slide number 12, I said, tell me about how does Google determine its pricing model? So because again, I'm thinking about questions my customers would ask me, right? And so, by the way, 70 people, I better have 70 likes out there. And then I asked you for that. And then I asked about how does you determine fees for influencers. And then it gave me this part, which I added into my slide deck. And so that's essentially the document that I sent over to Free. And Free took this particular document and turned it into that presentation that you see. I'll show you again. Oh, wait, it came down. And so she took that Word document and turned it into this. And there you can see slide number 1 at our agency. right? We're committed to helping customers solve the challenging needs. You can see where company overview, social media can be an important tool, right? Reach, engagement, targeting, user generate content, outline for social media strategy to reach more customers, identify target audience, choose the right platform, develop content plan, engage with the audience. How to grow online quickly, 1 through 6. Why do you like podcasts, 1, 2, 3. Therapy strategy, taking long form content, repurposing it, 1 through 5. What are you trying to accomplish? Branding, lead generation, what's the differences? Before we get started, how do you determine outline social media advertising campaign, 1 through 7. 7 factors to determine your budget, 1, 2, 3, 4. Social media statistics that may be useful for spending your money, 1 through 6. FAQs, type of advertising, cost per impression, how to determine it. How does Google determine ads? Few factors to influencers fee, and then the final output. And voila. So again, like Free said, AI is always learning. Someone says, is there any plagiarism concerns? It's being fed data. It can't read the internet. So at this point, there shouldn't be any plagiarism because it says to me, it can't read the internet. Let me see if I can get it to do it. But again, listen, I'm not the expert. I will not sit here and say I'm the expert in ChatGPT. I'm just showing how to use it. If you're concerned about plagiarism, then keep writing with your own brains and your own utilities. For everybody else out there who wants an easier way, again, I'm not telling you go write school papers or your MBA coursework, anything like that. But in the regular world, when we're submitting proposals, you guys want my sample proposals anyways to copy my words. So why all of a sudden now are we concerned about plagiarism? And the other thing, be amazing, it was not acquired by Microsoft. That is not true. Microsoft actually invested $10 billion into this to acquire 41% of the program. So they didn't actually acquire it. They invested in this when it was zero. And so what happens is now, and Microsoft actually made a $10 billion investment into OpenAI, which is the company behind ChatGPT. So they didn't acquire this. They invested and helped build it. Like they were the ones that funded its creation. A little bit different. But yes. So let's see. Someone says, can it translate in multiple languages? I'm not sure. I've never tried that. Just make slight modifications, correct. The better question we ask, the better the outcome will be. Yes, exactly, Lion. So the better question we ask, the better outcome will be. But like, for example, let me see if I can do it right. An article on my YouTube channel, Eric Coffee. So let's see. Like Free say, hit the like button. So again, a lot of people, I'm going to ask it really poor questions. So they're going to get back generic answers. So that's the one thing that I think why it's going to distinguish folks is because the better the quality question, the better the answer you're going to get. And again, I just want you to play with it. Look, you don't have to use it if you don't want to, but I don't want you to say that you didn't know about it. So now you can't say like, oh, I never heard, like I never seen it at work. I don't know anything about this stuff. But yeah, here goes. So see, it didn't really give me back an answer because I wasn't specific enough in what my request was. So as you can see, you give it a generic feed input, it gives you generic output. And so that's one of the challenges that I see a lot of people will have is that they won't be given good information. So garbage in, garbage out, basically. All right, what else? Stephen McKay says he's seen a lot about this. Yes. Um, L, I think what you wanted was somebody asked for best practices disinfectant. Let me Someone said here about list best practice for disinfectant for COVID-19. And then L, someone asked about packaging requirements for MIL 2073. Here they are. And then someone L wanted a staffing plan for 20 case manager, 5-year term. Here's what the staffing plan looks like. Number 1, hiring. Number 2, training. Number 3, staffing levels. 4, retention. 5, scheduling. 6, supervision. 7, performance evaluations. 8, collaboration. 9, advancement opportunities. 10, budget monitoring review. So what I would do on this, something like this, L, so for example, so let's take hiring. So if we go back to what I did under my marketing kit, if I was going to build out this staffing plan, by the way, this is a great example. So let's put together hiring. So let's tell it to write us a hiring plan, right? And then, so what I would do, L, is now that I've got these 10 parts, I would tell it, write me a hiring plan, number 1. I would tell it, write me a training plan for nurses, number 2. I would tell it, write me a staffing plan, number 3. Write me a retention plan, number 4. Write me, you get me? You follow me? And then that's how it build upon this information. So let's just start off with write me a hiring plan for case managers. So let's do that. Write me a hiring plan for case managers. Okay. And so then, I would continue to build on this from what you were given. Does that make sense? So now we've got the 10 items. So now we want to write plans on each 10 section. So when you build on that, you're going to have each section is going to have like 2 or 3 pages per 10 items. So here's your hiring plan for case managers right here. Thank you, Elle, for always giving me great examples to work with. That's what I was looking for. Now y'all get to see how my brain works. And now you get to see me go through the process of actually using it. Chieftain, what's up, baby? Mandua, yes. I think Mandua, you got my number, man. I think you should have my number by now. At some point, you said, we've talked so much, you should have my number. So here you go, L. So now we asked it to write us a hiring plan. So here's your hiring plan, right? Job description, recruitment, screening, interviews, reference checks, background checks, da, 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 da. So now we had it write us a hiring plan. Okay, now we want to write a training plan for case managers. So let's write me a training plan for case managers. Okay, so now we got our hiring plan. Now we're going to use it to write our training plan. How much time would it take you to do this? How much effort? How much brain power? How much research if you had to go find this online? Again, you got to think about the best questions to ask, the types of questions to ask. So the hardest part of this is going to be you figuring out how to build upon your deck of information that you want to present to whoever your client may be. So again, it gave us the 5-year plan, and now it gave us 10 items. And so now we're stacking on top of that. Yes, correct, Stephanie. Right? People hire people to do this type of stuff. Of course. I have content writers on my team right now. I've got content writers on my team. My man Chief said, I just got put on chatbot's freaking amazing. Yes. Yes. Look, while everybody's out here debating the technology, take it and use it. Look, I tried to get my own family members to do this stuff for me. They didn't even want to do it. Hell, I tried to get them to do it using ChatGPT. They still too lazy to do it, even using a chat box. So you don't have to worry about people out there because there's gonna be some lazy people. It don't matter how much help you give them, they still not gonna do it. So now let's keep helping put Linda's 20. So the example that Linda gave us is writing a case management plan for 20 case managers for 5 years, right? So we're writing a staffing plan for 20 case managers over a 5-year term, and it says consider the following elements. So now we're building out her staffing plan. So it gave us, right, 11 things to consider. So now it said hiring. So the first thing we did, we asked it to write us a hiring plan. So now we've got the hiring plan. Then we asked it to write a training plan. So now we got the training plan. Now let's ask it to write us a staffing plan, right? So it did that. I guess that's what they call it here. Let's look for a retention plan. All right, write a employee retention plan. Okay, so now we're gonna write an employee retention plan. So again, we keep just stacking the deck. And so now when it's all said and done, we're gonna have 11 sections, thorough, completely written, that she can take and submit. My man, look at this. Y'all better celebrate my man. He said, I watch your channel almost every night. You inspired me to start my GovCon business, received my first contract 2 days ago. Everybody, hey, listen. I appreciate it. That's good stuff, man. Look at that. But you see, we're giving people the tools, the resources, the things that they need, actionable things that are practical that you can take and utilize today, right? Not some stuff you're going to tuck around in the corner. Boom. All right. Make sure you guys go. Matter of fact, if you're on LinkedIn, go follow my man, Stephen McKay. Let's add some followers to his group, right? Because you know what? He went out there and he did it. He went out there, he believed in himself. He took the information that we gave him. He didn't have to do that. So I give him all the props for even actually doing it, doing the work and putting in effort to get himself a contract. So he believed enough in what we were talking about, what we're doing. We showed enough examples, just like we're showing you here. We're like, I'm doing this live. Like, I didn't even know Elle was going to give me this example. So he went out and did the work. So that's on him. You know, big up to you for that. All right, Elle. So we're writing her plan for 20 case managers over a 5-year period. Do you see how we are putting this together, how we're assembling the parts and the pieces? So now we just put together an employee retention plan. All right. We put together a training plan. Boom. We put together a hiring plan. So now we got 3 sections out of the 11 sections. Do y'all see how we do this? You see how we're building on this? Some people, the reason why I believe that our information is not going to be the same, because some of you would have stopped at just the 11 numbered description, and you would not have continued to build on that. So some of you also, like for me, I would be checking against other types of, so for example, let's just talk about, let's go a little bit detail. So for me, if I was looking at this plan that Linda's doing, and let's say I was looking at a specific type of a government agency, I would try to tailor it to that government agency. So I would take now, but she's going to have the skeleton for the plan. So then you got to put in specifics that talk to that agency. So let's say, for example, she's talking to Health and Human Services, right? I would want to know, are there any specifics to how we're dealing with these case managers as with regard to Health and Human Services? And so then I would sprinkle in some of those elements in between to show that I did understand Health and Human Services specifically and how they operate. And then from that, I would have my complete outline, right? So I wouldn't just take this generic format, because this is a generic skin and bones, but it gives you the framework from which to operate. So I would take that generic framework that we just built together, and then I would look at Health and Human Services, and I look at specifics that they talk about in the RFP or the RFQ, and then I would sprinkle that in there in between so that they know that we heard what they said about issues that we need to address. But with every issue that they ask me to address, I would still go back, like the MIL 2073 or the specs or the NSN. I would go back in and write that. So let's get back to my man, Steven. What did he put on here? Steven said, a 1-month air compressor running for $32K. Whoa. I don't even know, about the air compressor, but that sounds like a big deal. $32K for a 1-month rental. That's nice. Lion says, I like this because writing is not the work is a job. There you go, Lion. That's correct. So, and that's a very, very, very valid argument because he's right. Do you know that there are people out here that they're just these proposal mills, right? That win contract after contract, not because they have the best quality work, but because they're the best writers and because they know how to write government proposals. So you got these freaking proposal mills out here that are turning over proposal after proposal. And I've met with government folks that said this. You're getting the best written proposal written company, not the best company that can perform and do the work. And so to my man Lion Imagery's point, that's excluded a lot of us who might be better at actually performing and executing, delivering on the work from actually being able to do this stuff because we weren't necessarily the best writers. So amen to you. I appreciate that. And I feel the same way. Like, yo, why should we be excluded? Because we can't articulate in a manner that is like fitting to them. And so that's kept a lot of us out of here. But this is going to now, maybe not this particular chat GPT 3, but number 4 is going to be like 100x or 1000x of this one of input. And so at some point they said that, and if I don't know how soon, but it will be able to take like a multi-word phrase and write a 60,000 word book from it. So that's future iterations. But again, for now, I want to make sure that everyone has this information. Everyone knows what's going on. Everyone is aware. I want you guys to be on the same playing field as everyone else out there. I don't want none of my people to have no disadvantages. So I'm going to make sure that when I learn about something, like I said, I've already used this. I've already signed me 3 contracts based on this information. So I'm already using it. I'm already taking it to people. I've been winning contracts on it. So for me, it's like, how could I withhold this information from you? That's not what I do. If y'all know me by now, y'all know I don't withhold any information. So that's right. Our YouTube community is growing. It's big. Congrats. It's only the beginning. Linda says, congrats, Steven. Steven, I'll email you about being in a special episode of our podcast with one of our Making a Giant podcast. Again, like Linda says, basic YouTube is $5 a month. Premium is $49 a month. So it's very nominal fee. We're going to keep bringing you more information like this. Linda, I will take all these things that we've been grabbing for you. I'll put it into a docs file and I'll share it with you and you can have it. In fact, let me do that right now while we're on the screen. Anybody else have any more examples they want me to do for them while we're here? And Linda, just so you know, I'm just going to grab everything that's on the screen and then I'll copy it, paste it. I'm going to drop it in a Google Docs file and I'll send a link right now while we're talking live. You guys can all have it and do what you want with the information. Okay. In fact, I'll show you what I'm doing. I just copied it. I'm going to my Google Docs. And this is, by the way, this is how I work with my whole team. We have Google Docs. We use Google Docs all the time. First of all, it's free and it's easy to share information. Okay. So here it is. Look, I grab everything in Google Docs. Right. How to go YouTube channel. I'm going to put YouTube live chat GPT. There it is. Saved. Okay. There it is. I'm going to hit share. Copy link. Only people with access to the link can open it. Anyone with the link, I'm going to make you a viewer because you know what? If all y'all take this link and screw it up. And then I'm going to drop this in the chat. And there you go. There's your link. All right. There it is. My man, whoever had that Mill ST 2073, it's there. We start writing your staffing plan, Linda. We wrote your training plan, hiring plan for case managers, training plan for case managers, employee retention plan for case managers. So again, as you can see, we could keep going and just building on those plans. And really, that's it. Questions, comments, concerns, confusion. For me, you know, yes, Linda's correct. Don't sleep in my lifetime opportunity to be part of our team. Um, Sheldon Boyd says, write a business plan for property management. Easy. All right, let's see. Write a business plan for a property management company. Easy. Now, again, you're gonna have to build on this because unfortunately, ChatGPT is not writing like 10-page documents. So what it's gonna do, it gives you an outline, and then from the outline, you have to go into and ask it to write those specific sections, and then that's how you'll put it together. So that's what I notice about it. It gives you an outline, and then from the outline, you keep building off the sections. Hey, I'm just trying to give people the tools that they need. You're welcome, Tony. I don't know what it knows. I didn't build it. I'm just giving you the tool. Um, as a newbie, you have advice starting custom computer programming as a small company. I don't know that next code particularly. You have to tell me what is it your company does. The next code doesn't tell me what you do. It just tells me generic classification for the industry. You're welcome, Evelyn. I need guidance set my business proper way. I haven't registered with Sam. Lucretia, just reach out to somebody from our team. We're always available to help. There's our information on the screen. Call us, text us, email us. We're always available to help, Lucretia. Yeah, exactly, Sheldon. There you go. And so now what you would do, right, Sheldon, based on this, then you would take it and you ask it to write the executive summary for a property management company. You take and ask it to write company description. So if like say, for example, let's just do that. So right now, Sheldon, what you would do is you go in here and you say, write me an executive summary for a property management company. So that's how you build on it. So now it's going to write your executive summary. And then so each one of those 12 items it lists, you ask it to write, right? Expand on those particular concepts. And then it builds on those concepts. And you keep doing that until you get a final product. And that's what you do. Like it, love it, hate it, scared of it. Right? And that's what it's doing. So it keeps writing, keeps building, keeps growing. So now you have your executive summary. And then from there, you actually get to write each section. And then as you build upon that, then you've got all your stuff. Oh, by the way, yes, Maria just reminded me. Exactly, Sheldon. Expand the bullet points. Correct. And then you'll have your final product. The scholarships opened up again, but only for Florida veterans. So if you know a veteran in Florida, we did get notice that this past week, GoodWheel has got some more funding for additional scholarships for state of Florida. So if you are in the state of Florida, the GoodWheel grant has reopened. They do have funding for students that are in the state of Florida only. So that has reopened. Even though we have not accepting new students because of the scholarship funds, we're going to allow people to enroll through the GoodWheel grant scholarship only. So that is open. We just got notice that they just received some more funding. So we'll be promoting that really, really soon. All right. All right. Like I said, I don't want to keep lives long anymore. I just, because for the people that watch them, I get too many people complaining to me that, Eric, you're running 2 hours on these videos. And so I'm trying to be cognizant of people's time for those who may not be able to make it on this particular live show. So I hope that we were able to show you some tool. Oh, I'm sorry. Maria says also in the Fort Worth area. So Maria says, so Florida and Dallas, Fort Worth, we've got scholarships available for veterans. All right, just FYI. Yes, love it. Using it from now on. Like I said, everyone on my team uses it. On my executive team, we're now having our second tier team use it as well. People who are developing content for us, they're going to be using this as well. We're looking at whatever all new AI tools to help us to take and grow our channel, our reach, and also talk to our customers. So you should not be blocked out of a contract because of your inability to be able to write or articulate your messaging. So we want to make sure that that doesn't happen to you out there. And so again, as we continue to learn about tools that you can use to apply in your everyday business, to be able to grow, scale, then we're going to do that. And that's what we do. I hope this has helped everyone out there. I'm going to say, hi, everyone in chat. First time alive. Watch live videos. Own Trip come 5 years now. Looking to bring services, expertise, skill. Excellent. So, Mr. Coach, good stuff. Yes. And as always, we thank everyone for showing us. Yes, we're trying to reach 30K. So if you're not following already, do that. And then Schroeder's Cat, we will address. If you catch us, I think tomorrow I'm going to go live on bidding. So we could talk about, we could maybe bring you up and we could talk specifically about your particular situation. So thank you, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this particular show, this demonstration of ChatGPT. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow. If you're not following us on Twitter, wherever you're at now, make sure you're already following us, liking and subscribing to our channel. Follow us on LinkedIn. If you don't have a LinkedIn profile, please go out and create one. It is your gateway to knowing all the people in the space. Elle will testify to that. She reached out this morning. She needed help matching up with a teaming partner for a potential project. I texted her this morning. She got the information. She reached out to one of my podcast guests and they had a phone call before the end of the day. That could only happen if you're on LinkedIn. My podcast guests will not talk to you on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok. I love those platforms, but if you want to reach my podcast guests, if you want teaming partners, you have to set up your LinkedIn profile. It is mandatory. Elle, do you remember when I was beating you up about getting a LinkedIn profile, Elle? Remember that? Okay. So now look where she's at. She went from, I moved her from YouTube over to LinkedIn because why? That is where you're going to do deals with people. So yes, if you want me to put you in, you say, put me in, coach, you better be on LinkedIn. Peace.